So, we're going to talk a little bit about the French monarchy. We talked about England yesterday, and we're going to look at the French monarchy today. Even though France had sent a few rulers to England by way of invasion, really France itself wasn't that well organized. After Charlemagne, France kind of broke apart into about 47 different feudal territories, and a guy came along named Hugh Capet, and he was kind of the ruler of France, but as you can see on the map here, it really is, not a very united country. So there was a power kind of the king in Paris, but there were so many parts of France and so many regions of France that weren't totally under the French king's control that it really wasn't the same as it was in other places that had a kingdom. Eventually, some different Capetian rulers came along. Philip was a popular name, as you can see. And a guy named Philip IV, actually after his great-grandfather Philip II strengthened France, he set up something called the Estates General. Now there's a parliament in England, but in France the Estates General was just some people who could meet with the king. The difference was there was the Magna Carta in England, which said the king was restricted by certain laws. The Estates General didn't restrict the king in France. It just meant that he wanted to kind of hear from his people. It was a popular thing to do if the king needed to raise taxes or go fight a war. It was to meet with the Estates General, and that was usually three groups: the clergy, people from the church, the nobility, the lords, and kind of all the common people were thrown into this third group, and lots of times it was wealthy merchants or other people, and they'd get a chance to have a voice to share their concerns with the king. That's really what the Estates General was, and you'll see in next year in world history how that actually becomes a big deal and something that we talk about called the French Revolution.